Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, George. Just one Little Tanya episode for our Little Tanya today. Sadly, it'll be singles all the way up into the finale. I'm glad, though, the last two episodes was perfect episodes for doubles.
Yes.
In fact, it kind
they
of
went
worked
great
out
together, actually.
sort of amazing. We had like this one
Yes.
out of context episode, and we had two like bringing in the context, and now it's like we're caught up to the timeline and we're going forward now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I think.
It's what it feels like, yeah.
But last time she got the computational jewel. No, actually, I don't think we're caught up. We might be caught up. It depends if we timestamp, because remember, we got the computational jewel, and then we got the being X said you have to pray, and so she started praying. So this is like the beginning of starting to pray. Now, do you think we'll then time skip over? Well, no, it didn't.
At the end of last episode, she was leaving to the like university, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, maybe we did have a little time jump right at the end.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So she got the vision essentially from being X. Yes. Saying you have to pray, and then it shows her in the front lines. I don't know how long, but for a while, enough that she's like starting to pray now. And then they promoted her to come to the college. And then she also promoted that other girl, the brunette or redhead. No, she's more brunette, maybe. I don't know.
Giant freaking eye girl.
Yes. The giant eye girl. That's right.
Yeah. So we're probably caught up to where we are. I think the timelines have now aligned. And so kind of, if that is the case, which I think it is, we're kind of like, it just kind of worked out freaking perfectly. Hopefully the finale is also like a perfect 2 episode kind of thing, because we'll do that as a double, which will be good.
Yes.
But,
yes.
What is your, we talked a lot about like the plot and how interesting like the premise is last time. What do you think we're going to do now? Like, what are we going to do going forward? Is this going to be focused on the premise expressly, like Tanya wrestling with this being X, trying not to gain faith while having to pray? Or are we going to be like focusing on something totally freaking different? Like just that's like there and it's like happening, but the focus is really something else.
Yeah, like I think the like underlying stuff, what Tanya needs, is maybe gonna conflict with what she wants. She needs to maybe gain faith. I don't know. Maybe this show ends up portraying faith as like a negative. Like so far it's been a positive, but it could subvert itself later and just like, no, like you shouldn't have had faith in this being. Clearly, they're in way over their head because they can't take care of this world or Earth or whatever, right? And human beings have to make their own way. Or maybe they portray as gaining faith as a good thing. And so what she wants, which is to not gain faith, conflicts with what she needs, which is to gain faith. And that can make for an interesting dynamic. I don't know how closely it'll follow real life events. I mean, Germany lost. This is like Germany stand-in. The empire is Germany, essentially. So like how badly do they start losing before they're like, all right, we need you in the front lines. You can't be out here anymore. You can't be in college or whatever, teaching people.
Right. You gotta be out there. Well, they're probably going to bring her into that super mobile squad, right? That they're going to put out, right? That was right at the end.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So maybe they do something like that. And she's like part-time student, part-time soldier or something. I don't know.
Sure.
We'll see. Or not part-time student, but part-time professor.
Part-time.
Yeah.
I didn't put together that they're kind of like a Germany stand-in kind of thing, right there. Does that mean
really?
Like, do you think I'm not familiar with freaking history, bros? Let's be honest. I'm a freaking otaku. I could tell you anime history to a degree, but does that mean Tanya is essentially little girl Hitler? Is that what is going on now?
I mean, she's not the leader of Germany right now.
True, that's true.
If she ascends to that point, then maybe, yeah.
Maybe. What if the story is about her ascending to the top of the empire? Imagine.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I wouldn't put it past the show. Like, she's that good, right? And she's that
true.
ruthless.
Yeah, true.
Maybe that's the only way she figures out that that's the only way to stay out of the front lines is to be a freaking general, like in the back. And so maybe she doesn't become the top of the top, but she's one of the people that sit down in that table where they're like always planning stuff.
Or maybe she decides that in order to live this more peaceful life that she wants to live and to be utmost safe, winning the war as quickly as possible is paramount. And therefore she starts to climb the ranks in order to get in charge, in order to lead the war effort to like close it out as quickly as possible.
And win. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see.
We'll see. All right, everybody, hit those buttons below. Consider a membership. We are glad you're here. Let's go.
Oh, no alarm. I thought it was going to be like an alarm of sorts.
This is kind of, this is kind of off topic slightly, but she woke up just before 6, and I was also thinking about an alarm or something. Do you find that you can wake up just before your alarm? Are you able to like do that? Be like, I'm going to wake up at 7.
I don't know if I
wake up like
just
2 minutes before the alarm.
Yes, like it's not like a voluntary thing. It's just a thing that happens, and I hate it. Actually, yeah, because like on the weekends it fricks me over. It's like maybe sleep in a little bit, and it's just like nope.
You have like a set time that you get up every time.
Yes,
my dad doesn't set alarms ever. He just like picks a time and is like, I'm gonna get up at 6:30, and he's up at 6:30. It's the most bizarre freaking thing. But I've noticed that like I set an alarm and I go, okay, I'm gonna get up at 8 o'clock, and it's like 7:58. I wake up and I'm just like, what in the actual frick?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not exactly like right before. It's give or take like 20 minutes.
Okay,
right. Like anything within that like 40-minute time range. Like so sometimes it'll be later. So I still set alarm because in the mornings when you're getting ready, 20 minutes can be a long time. But,
right. It's interesting that like your internal clock can be so exact, even while you sleep. It like can give you such a good barometer of like, the time.
That's weird.
But anyways, that's a little bit of a tangent. But anyways. Dang, that's crazy.
Dang. Oh, 6 months.
6 months.
Oh, dang. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Tanya loves rules, bro.
Yeah, clearly.
Rules and structure. Interesting. He calls her kun. He uses kun, which is generally what you use for men or younger. Well, yeah, men. Men or boys.
Interesting.
Would use kun as a suffix. But he's using it with Tanya. That's kind of interesting.
But no way. That's why she has it?
No way.
Bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Wow, Tanya really
wanting
hates
to kill. Yeah, exactly, dude.
That's crazy.
No, it's this guy.
Guy's a general. Yeah, holy frick. It's one of the guys in the room.
This isn't a company, though.
Yeah.
Still thinking in that way. It's interesting.
This is the voice actor of Musada, is it? The trainer in Uma
Oh,
Musume.
Musaka, Rope. Yes.
Rope.
That's why it sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah, it just
you're
came
right.
to me.
You're right.
Oh, right, there it is.
Oh boy. This is going back to front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she wants to make.
閣下のお言葉は含意が広すぎます。
Ooh.
では言い換えよう。
That's a good response, actually.
Yeah.
どう予想する？
この度の戦争は大戦に発展するものと確信。
Oh.
Dang.
対戦？
列強の大半を巻き込んだ世界規模での総力戦。
Hmm.
世界大戦であります。
Is this gonna change the timeline for them?
1対1ならば共和国にも勝利できるでしょう。
So right now it's just the Republic versus the Empire. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting is
大
right.
陸における絶対的優位を確立します。
Problem is the like theoretical America.
Or just the rest of Europe.
Yeah, true.
Russie Federation. Yeah, Russia, France, England.
なるほど。
Ooh.
見えてきた。
Tanya's got knowledge of what happened. I wonder if they will, if this is like, do you think this is Tanya referencing their knowledge of World War One and Two kind of thing? Do you think this is like
Yeah,
a
like
direct
Tanya,
call?
like real world, or I guess not real. Well, yes,
Or do you-
real world, like
Or do you think this
knowledge
is just
history.
like Tanya being astute? It's like, no, this is Tanya like directly like, I know what happens in the past and I've been
Probably-
brought to the past.
It's both. I think Tanya, or whoever the person was, Tanya was before. I think they
Right.
clearly knew about World War One and World War Two, and have realized that this war, despite its many differences, also has a lot of similarities to World War One and World War Two, and is using real world knowledge here. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
what I was
think this
thinking.
is just Tanya using only this world's situation
Extrapolation
to.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
これぞ有意義なプレゼン。社会人の醍醐味だな。
つまりは勝利を目指さないと。
しまった。
Oh,
大変まずい。
Uh-oh.
実にまずい。不活な口
I
を
mean-
いただきたい。消耗を抑えながら敵の血を流させることで、いずれは
I don't know. That's not necessarily what you said.
ここは少しでも勇ましいことを。
I think you're misreading this guy.
魔導士による構成戦術の組み合わせを提案いたします。火力と俊敏性を誇る魔導士は敵兵力を狩るのに理想的な
Oh, frick. She's
Bro.
describing.
She's leading him straight to that mobile unit.
Yes, I
and
was
she's gonna be placed in it.
correct, bro.
自軍の損耗を抑制しつつ勝利するという点をもって言うならば消耗抑制ドクトリンでしょうか。魔導士の最適な運用形態かと愚行
Trying to outplay this guy or read him too much. Let him
Yeah.
straight to that.
コードの弁舌。
Oh,
He's already
dude.
he's already got his proposal.
Yeah, he's already made a decision too.
Dang.
世界大戦。国家を挙げての総力戦。
They hadn't even. Oh, I guess makes sense. No one even thought they would escalate that much.
秘密だが。なぜ否定できない？なんなのだこの違和感は。
He realizes it's
Interesting.
correct.
Yep.
ジックや論文全体から受ける印象は
He knows it's from Tanya.
Yeah.
He knows it's from Tanya.
No, Tanya, what have you done?
学
So
年の
content.
成績と評価は上々。三問
Little does she know, bro.
I know.
君ほどの才幹があれば道はいくつもあるだろう。なぜわざわざ
Dang.
That's true.
Quite the compliment.
態度のは召喚の資質を疑われるのですか。
それは違う。
No, you're a little girl. That's pretty much literally what he
子
means.
供が生まれた。
Ah.
そんな。
でもだからこそ狂気の幕が開ける前に
Dang,
心に
interesting.
従うべきです。
それは。
Very interesting that Tanya says this.
態度の
Yeah.
生きることも戦いなのです。娘さんを戦場へ送らないために
Using the puppy
Oh,
dog
boy.
eyes.
家人が待っているものでね。
Dang, he's a good guy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And Tanya was really looking out for him here too.
戦場を知る良識人を味方につけたわけだ。
Oh my gosh, what?
精神的に無防備になった相手を説得すべき。
Are you freaking
Dude, this
serious,
was
bro?
all a freaking ruse, dude. Wait, what'd she
what?
say? The fascists who what?
What? The fascist who proposed that was a demonic genius? Excuse me? Excuse me? Maybe it was a
Dang,
little
dude.
too accurate when I said freaking little girl
She's-
Hitler right here. What the frick?
She's playing these people as pieces on the chessboard. She doesn't like that being X is doing that to her, but she has no problems doing that to other
True.
people.
Being true,
Frickin'
George.
Tanya, dude.
I can't. This surprised me. I got surprised twice. I thought, wow, I can't believe Tanya's being so thoughtful about
So
this guy.
thoughtful,
and then
yeah.
it was a freaking lie, bro. Oh
It
my
was- yeah.
gosh, dude. What the frick?
新たな即応軍の創設です。
それでは幽閉を作ってしまうのではないか。
作戦局として
Here's where Tanya's gonna come in.
召喚が両閣下へ提出した士官学校時代の報告は確認いただいたのか。
He's against this. He does not want her to do this.
人間の本性はそう簡単に変わるものではない。
Oh, he's afraid of that.
Dude.
Interesting.
これを読めとはそういうわけか。
Oh no, dude.
ああ、見事なものだ。
過分なお言葉恐れ入ります。
育ち盛りだろう。
Is she like on a high chair?
She's in a
It's basically a high chair.
Yeah.
It's not a full high chair, but
Bro, that absolutely slew me, dude. What the frick? Okay, I want to ask you about the scene just before this. So they wanted him to read that paper to convince him that they were going to need this rapid force in order to win the war that they suspected they could lose because they knew he wouldn't be on board. Is that what the situation is?
I don't know why exactly. I don't know why exactly they wanted him
Because
to
that
read it.
he's in the past he's spoken out of that Tanya was pretty twisted, that she's kind of a nut.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. That it's like a freaking monster in the form of a little girl or something
Yes.
like that.
So
Yeah.
like I was confused, but it just kind of came to me. I think if that's the reason, like why would they have him read that? Because that paper convinced him that they could lose it, and he said it wasn't impossible. But then is it because they knew he would be against this? But is he even in a position of power to resist the plan?
I don't know if he is. He seems like to be. He doesn't seem like he's like, you know, a full on general like these guys.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he seems to
I
be
thought he-
pretty up
I thought
high
he
up
was.
in the ranks.
Because he was in that meeting with those guys at the long table that one time, right? Was he not? Or is that someone else?
Yes, I want to say that he was. But
Maybe he was just
I
giving a
forget his
report.
exact role.
Maybe-
He's high up in the military for sure, but he's not the final say. The final say were all those dudes right there. Those seem to be like
Right.
the generals, right?
Yeah. So, but does he have jurisdiction over Tanya? Maybe they're looking for his approval or maybe recommendation of Tanya.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know why. What was the purpose of him specifically reading that?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like we should know. If we had like better memory of like what everybody's role is, we would probably be
Right.
able to figure that out. But
okay.
yeah, maybe we can see it after
Yeah,
we finish
okay.
the episode.
All right.
さて、召喚はこれにて幸運を祈る。
Is this the
The handoff right now.
rapid deployment?
ご苦労
Yeah.
であった。
Yeah. The colonel just handed off Tanya to this general just now.
Yeah.
人事の書類は建前。初めから選択肢などなかった
Yeah. Oh frick.
機関のことだ。実務的な話の方がよかろう。レグレチャ不注意。機関には新設の即応窓大隊を任せるつもり。
There we are.
You just cooked yourself.
大体ってありますか。大体が適切でしょう。
She's realizing what she's done.
その後大隊編成の項で無理やり少佐にねじ込む段取りだ。
Wow.
すべて手はずが整えた。
No way.
It's all ready to go, bro.
疑うわけではないが、あまり良い風評ではない。留意しておけ。
Dang.
はい。感謝いたします
Interesting. How will Tanya react to that?
Bro, she's gonna be pissed.
Oh, she's gonna be mad, bro.
子供を戦争に送るか。
I'm glad they continue to reflect on that, because that really is what's happening in their eyes.
Yeah.
普通なら交代軍を望むはず。なのにどう見ても
Extremely difficult battle, little pay. That one girl's gonna show up and help, I bet. I freaking knew she was gonna come as the secretary.
Yeah,
It was too obvious.
Dang, dude.
Oh, this is a quick one. Oh no, I knew
Is there
it.
nothing after this?
I
there's
don't
been in the
think
other ones?
So let's see. Well, there has been stuff after. Let's see. Good stuff, eh?
Bro.
Oh no, dude. Do you think the guy with the glasses, who I suspect doesn't want to deploy Tanya, do you think it's because she's a child, or because she's twisted, or both?
It's both, I'm sure. Or at least if I was in his shoes, it'd be both for me. But it wouldn't be an even distribution. I think the main motivator is the fact that she's kind of twisted. And I'm sure there's part of him that's like, but she's also a kid. Like every single time, you know, someone you've seen their contemplation, they're like, oh, man, like this guy just now with the cigar, he's like, sending a kid to war. The other guy that she manipulated in the coffee shop, he's like, you're just a kid. So like, I really like that they're not shying away from that fact. They're like all fully aware that she's just a kid and this is weird and you shouldn't even be fighting the war right now. But it's like, but at the same time, you're so incredibly good.
Right, you're too talented to let go.
Yeah, we'll take all the help we can get, essentially.
Right, this is total. It's very interesting because it's everyone who's participating in this realizes how incredibly immoral it is, but they can't let go of the benefits that she brings. So they're putting their morality to the side.
They're using her,
you know
essentially.
Yeah, the benefits outweigh the morality, the immorality here. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're... I thought that this was already kind of a world war, but it seems like we're not quite there yet.
It seems like we're
only fighting... Yeah, see, exactly. It seems like we're just only fighting the Republic.
Yeah. Mostly, at least. There were other countries around there, but it's just mostly Republic battles right now. That's like the Rhine front, basically.
Yeah, and they were the guys that rode on horses.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm gonna have to like take notes as to like what each each of the countries are that are like involved right now, and then like who's with who and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how this war started. I wonder if they'll go into it, because like the beginning of World War I was like the dumbest freaking start. Some dude almost gets assassinated, and then he like takes the guy like that was gonna assassinate him, like gives up. He's like, I guess I'll just go home. And then the guy, he's a what was he? I'm blanking right now on his like status, but he was like some sort of royalty essentially. And then he's like in a car. It was, I don't know if it was like a parade or what exactly. I should brush up on my history again, because there's a lot of this that I've forgotten. But like he ends up taking a wrong turn. And the guy's like, oh, frick, the guy was going to assassinate him. He's like, frick, he's right there. And so he takes another shot and then actually kills him this time. And so then like Germany and Austria and like all these, like they declare war on like another country, and like it just like quickly cascades from there. Like then all of Europe is like fighting essentially.
Jeez.
All because some dude took a wrong turn after the first failed assassination attempt. And if that never happened, we would have never gotten First World War. And like the part of the reason why it was so World War I was so insane is because all these like major European powers had like essentially stagnated in their military power because they were so used to like fighting these, I guess, third world countries. I guess I don't even know if that's the correct term for back in the day, but like these third world countries that didn't have
Less
like
developed.
proper military. Yeah, there you go. Less developed countries that didn't have like as mighty of a military and all that stuff. And so they would just waltz over them. And so they'd never fought in somebody else who was kind of evenly matched.
Right.
And until the World War I, and there's like some remnants from like stuff that Napoleon did, which essentially shaped a lot of Europe, and like some of the stuff that he did kind of permeated and set the stage for essentially World War I. And like it was so interesting. I like went in like a deep dive. Like this was like decade ago now, so I should probably like catch up again. But I was like, holy crap, man. You can lead all, like every single war, like there's more some more than others, but like almost every single war you can like kind of track. It's like, oh, and then the aftermath of this war a few years down the line led to this war, and then a few years down the line led to the Napoleon stuff, and then it led to like World War I, and then World War I led directly to World War II, and then World War II led to like essentially what we see the world broken up to what it is now. And it's like that set the stage for hopefully there's no World War III ever. But it's just like I remember being so surprised as how you could like almost directly draw a line and hop across time to like, okay, this war caused this, and then this, and then this, and it's just like, yeah, like years have passed between, but like if it hadn't have been for certain actions during this war, these other things in the future would have never happened, and then we wouldn't have gotten, this war. And like, yeah. It's crazy.
That's bizarre. It's It's going to be the worst thing to say in response to all that and in the context of war and whatnot, but it could not be more disinteresting to me whatsoever. War and history and stuff is so freaking like, I don't know. I just have like sub interest. Not only is it like gruesome and horrible, but like I'm not interested in like history. I'm more of a future looking guy. I like interesting tech and sci-fi and all that stuff. Like that's just not, if it's not fantasy, magic, or sci-fi, I'm just not that interested in it. I'm just the worst, but it is what it is. So now that being said, I was very iffy when I was seeing that Tanya was about World War I and stuff like that. I was thinking to myself like, okay, am I going to be able to enjoy this? It's going to be that interesting. But I think this is the episode. Like, it's been fine so far. The obviously the magical stuff with being X and whatnot, and it's been very interesting. But like, it's obviously also very focused on the war and the war effort and whatnot. So it's like, am I going to enjoy this? Is this going to be interesting? But this episode convinced me that at least, I don't know if it'll always be this way, but at the very least, I can enjoy what they're doing here with the war stuff. Because, like, I did find it, especially near the halfway mark, like, okay, this is, like, becoming very interesting with the battalion setup and whatnot, and, like, Tanya getting herself in hot water, and especially the Tanya manipulating people and being much more freaking evil than I was giving her credit for. I was thinking, well, okay, there's some moral bones in her body, but she's just being, like, she's just playing by the rules, per se, and just being incredibly immoral by manipulating people.
Yeah. Yes. It is kind of immoral. I won't fight back against that. But it's also like very, what's the term? Self-preservation-y, right? Like it's, and so I don't necessarily, like I'm waiting. I'm still, I'm keeping Tanya as a protagonist at like a freaking arm's length away because I'm still waiting for when she's out in the battlefield and she has to make these like truly immoral calls. And it's because of self-preservation, seems like to be her primary factor, but like still, yeah, it's if it's either them or me, the choice is always me. But it's like, okay, how do you react to it? And like that part of me is like, oh man, that's such a like frivolous requirement that I put on like characters and stuff, because it's like, oh, you just bombarded like 100 people, but you feel bad about it. So you're okay in my book, okay. Right? It's just like, yeah, exactly. So it feels very silly, but it is what it is, I guess. It is like,
but they're sad. They're sad. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Cause like, I feel like it's very easy to become desensitized to stuff like that. And so if you have at least, some sort of humanity that you're holding on to, and the only real way you can portray that in like a situation like war is remorse, I guess.
True.
So like,
Yeah.
I guess that's why I hold that requirement. It's like, okay, is this character becoming an outright monster? Or are they doing their best to avoid that and unfortunately just having to make a tough decision
Sure.
because of that stuff?
Can't see Tanya being remorseful about freaking anything at this point. I'm not saying that she won't, but I'm just saying at this point in time, because I associate, at least, especially in this context, I'm associating remorsefulness with like some level of like changing, aka repentance, that goes along with like religion and believing in God. And like those things are very closely associated. Sure. And if Tanya is going to be so staunchly agnostic of or outright atheist of like God does not exist, like being X is not real, then like what kind of like lead do you have to bring you to some level of I need to change, I need forgiveness, I feel bad about, because like feeling bad about what you've done is some kind of level of like I need some level of forgiveness, or I need to forgive myself, or I need to change, right? It's all of these themes are interlinked, and I feel like Tanya's desire to deny God really makes it difficult for her to kind of feel that sense of remorse without, having it linked to being like, I need to change, I need to be better, because like those things are pretty linked. So I can't really see and I can't really believe that Tanya's going to be like that in the foreseeable future, at least right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, she's been in the front line so far, and clearly that was not a fun time, right? To put it lightly. But yeah. I guess the question is, will she come around, right, to being X, right? Yeah. And what is she gonna need to put her faith in being X? And like, will the war have the intended effect that being X is talking about, which is like, okay, well now you're gonna get faith, but she's gonna be like, bro, why are you letting this war happen? Why are you letting this war? Why can't you just stop it? If you can like bring me here, why can't you just stop the war, right? And like, what?
That's true. It's a good point. Yeah.
Like,
it's all for you, Tanya. It's just for you to develop your faith.
It's like, oh, you're killing all these people just so that I develop faith. Well, then frick you. I'm not gonna get any faith, true, right? True. Like that's how I feel the road she's gonna go down.
It's God's most faithless soldier.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Correct, getting his toughest battles.
That's right.
Yeah, to your history thing, I went on a bit of a history binge for a little bit, and so many things about me, bro. I'm just like, man, when I say it out loud, it sounds so freaking cringe that like such a thing had like an effect on me. There's this line in 1984. I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like, who controls the past controls the future. And who controls the present now controls the past. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, frick, bro. I was like, I don't know how old I was, like 20, 19, super young, bro. Like freaking as impressionable as you could ever get. And I do think there's a lot, like, I'm making fun, but I do think there is a lot of validity in that statement. Sure. Don't get me wrong. But I was thinking to myself, oh, frick, I need to like insulate my mind, and I need to like learn about the past and like freaking make sure that like, I am aware of what's happening. Yes. I don't want to be like one of these ignorant people that don't know anything about history, blah, blah, blah. So I went for like, it was like, I don't know, like 8 months or whatever. I was like, bro, I'm going to like read up on all this stuff. I'm going to freaking learn. Bro, it went in one eye, out the freaking evaporated away from my brain. I was going to say in one ear, out the other, but I was like reading stuff. And so I vaguely remember a lot of it. And so I should probably brush up, like I said. But yeah, when you're like, I have zero interest about history, I was like, yeah, I kind of, it's not my subject that I seek out myself, but I also don't shy away from it. Like just because something's historical, I don't shy away from it, but it's also not a thing. It's got to be history plus. History plus like an interesting story, or history plus something else. But I just remember myself thinking to myself, bro, I gotta I gotta prepare myself.
Gosh, that's amazing. It's so deep. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
That's
exactly. Yeah.
That's
It was a
hilarious.
whole like, I'm 14 and this
Yes,
is deep,
and
but
this
at
is deep,
19
and this-
years old.
It's literally exactly what I was saying. I was like, George won't know that reference. I won't even say it, but you literally knew it. Oh,
No,
that's
yes,
great.
yes.
I freaking love it. That's phenomenal.
But I wasn't 14, to my shame. I was older than that.
You were 19. You know. That's so funny.
But again, I do think, that there is a lot of truth in that statement. And I do unfortunately think, on the flip side, that a lot of people are too ignorant of history.
Sure.
And that leads to too many bad ideas, unfortunately. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a balance, I guess.
It's a balance, and I should probably be more educated on history, but you know what? I'm not in any positions of making big decisions, so it doesn't really freaking matter that much.
Yeah, I guess so.
It
There
is
you
what
go.
it is. Maybe if I was, then
Yes.
I would, but who knows? All right, well, very good. This has been very enjoyable so far. It gets better with every episode, I think, so far. It's been a good incline of enjoyment, so I'm looking forward to what the rest of the season holds, and especially this battalion. Like, I'm just really curious of like where we're going with the story, right? Like it's going to develop, right? Like, will this create resentment for Tanya towards being X? Will it actually develop faith? I feel like Tanya developing faith kind of just dissolves the show, though. So I feel like that's just never going to happen, or like almost never going to happen. So I feel like, we're going to go in a different direction, but I'm very curious to see where we're headed with this whole like war effort and the faith development and this now battalion and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been very good.
The anti-war stuff is something I can always get behind, as people know.
Sure.
And as well. But yeah, it's the most interesting part for me is going to be the faith aspect of it. The religion stuff, right? And I guess there's not even a religion per se. It's more so just like faith. Like, how does that whole side of thing go down? Yeah. That'll be the most interesting part to me, because I've like, then the implication is like, okay, let's say she eventually does find faith. Like, that's not going to stop the war. We're still going to keep going. How do you how do you deal with the fact, okay, well, now I believe in being X, but like I'm still seeing the like mass slaughter of like people. Like, do I still have faith in a being like that? And like, why not?
Or do I become a hero, a faithful hero that can stop the war because of my faith? Does she become more powerful, right?
Sure.
It becomes true faith, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't
be
know.
interesting.
That'd be very interesting. All right. Well, comment time.
Let's do it.
All right, I got a comment from YouTube, from a YouTube member, Hazen Not 2094. Thank you very much for being a member, Hazen. We really appreciate that a lot. Remembering Graham is at Japan and could talk or read, hopefully Japanese. It's getting there. I want to tell you the title for the Japanese version with the global version is different. In Japanese, it's Yojo Senki, or if I translate it correctly, it's Little Girl War Diary. The global is Saga of Tanya the Evil. See the difference? Poor Tanya, stigmatized as an evil girl. Now, this comment would have been really fucking good if we hadn't have watched this episode yet, because I totally agreed. I was like, you know what? I think Tanya is being mischaracterized as Tanya the Evil. Like, we've seen some pretty decently moral stuff from her. She protected that one officer girl. I mean, I don't know if she was an officer per se, but she protected her by putting her on the officer track. Right, like she got her out of the front lines. She did what she could for her, and we've seen some stuff here or there of like, yeah, Tanya's ruthless, but she also seems like pretty moral and maybe really does care for the people around her. And then she pulled out that freaking line about manipulating that one guy and how like there's this one fascist guy that had some really good ideas about persuading people, and so it's like, whoa, chill, Tanya, chill. So I don't know.
Tanya.
I feel like the jury is now out. They were in, and now they're still out. So they're discussing what really is going on here with Tanya. Maybe Tanya the Evil is not quite right. We did have the idea that Tanya would be outright evil right away. At least I did, and so I was looking for that, but that obviously didn't really pan out exactly. Will this become a Saga of Tanya the Evil kind of thing? Maybe. But is it more accurate to be like Little Girl War Diary? Yeah, maybe. We're gonna see where the scales are pretty balanced right now. We'll have to see where it kind of tips. But it is good to know that it's not necessarily in the original text supposed to be painting Tanya as expressly
Straight up
evil.
evil.
Yeah, that's really good to know. And
Yeah,
it does
well, I
kind of
mean-
help shift my perspective a little.
To push back on her manipulation with that guy there, Hitler
Okay.
comments aside, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, what was she truly manipulating him to? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Good point.
to be off the front lines,
Good
right?
point.
Like,
yeah, that's a great point.
not the most terrible thing, or actually,
She's
no,
using-
quite the opposite. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
she's using
Getting an
evil
ally for
tactics.
herself.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yes, evil tactics from an evil person to do for a self-serving purpose, but for the good of that guy. Right? It's kind of like if I'm reading the scenario right, that's kind of like a complex freaking decision that's been made here. So yeah, you might be right.
It's very nuanced, and very like, again, I think her primary motivation at all times is going to be self-preservation, and if she has to use underhanded tactics to get an outcome that's beneficial for her and is to the detriment of someone else, or beneficial for her and beneficial for someone else, or she has to use honorable tactics, I think she's going to use the path of least resistance always to get the most desirable outcome for her. And so, yeah, it's definitely gray. Right? It's not necessarily she's the honorable Tanya,
gray.
right? But
Very smoky
yes.
gray. Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say it's quite evil. Like, I've yet to see we have seen one thing which is evil, is sending those dudes there where she
true.
knew they were gonna get bombed. Like,
Or likely.
all right,
Yeah.
chill. Yeah. That was fricked up. But then everything else has been like, okay, all right. Hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of characters talk about, or at least that one glasses guy talk about how twisted she is, and I don't think and she was gonna stab that one guy from the class who was kind of like being insubordinate, right? So that's
True.
pretty freaking evil too. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but she's got some stuff that we probably shouldn't ignore.
Yes.
So Gray is right. Speaking
Yeah.
of Gray comments, before you do your comment, George, just remember, everybody, be careful with your comments. We've seen some comments that are probably explaining a little too much. Comments that we liked some of the content in those comments, but there was also too much that was being explained, so we had to just kind of disregard the comment. If you're making comments that are explaining something or hinting at something in the future, or saying like this is going to come in the future, if your comment is kind of in that gray area, speaking of which, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just make it totally on the side of erring on the side of caution. If it's not expressly stated in the episode, or something from the episode that we've expressly misunderstood, you just don't put it in the comment. Don't hint towards something that's coming. Don't say, oh, don't worry, we'll explore this in the future, or this is coming, or these are the themes, or blah, blah. Don't do it. Okay, please don't do it. We really, really love reading the comments, like genuinely. So like, but this makes it really difficult for us to justify reading the comments when like there's potentially spoilers, or even just like hinting spoilers about things and stuff. It's just like, we like doing the comments a lot, and we're not saying that we're going to stop doing the comments, but there could come a point in a theoretical future where we're just like, okay, do we stop reading comments because people can't behave? But it's not been a big deal, but it's easier to nip it now in the butt before it gets too crazy. So just as a way of, I don't want to patronize people for the comments they're making, but it just needs to be said. So that's all. It's not been a big deal. So it's, just be aware. That's all.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Because then sometimes it's just like you're reading something and you're like, I think I need to stop reading this comment. And then we don't know for sure if we should or not.
Right.
And But anyways, yes, 100% agree. And thank you for your comment. Hazen. I got 2 comments. They're not from YouTube, actually. They're from, both of them happen to be from Patreon. The first one is from This Rice Eater. Every time I see your name, I get a chuckle because it was a great username. It's a bit of a longer comment, but I will choose to read all of it. It says, fan of this one. I've read up to volume 10 in the light novel, but that was years ago, so I don't really remember much beyond a general progression. Not a fan of the localized title of Yujo Senki into Saga of Tanya the Evil, as the story is much more nuanced than that. That kind of goes with the comment that you read. Carlo Zen, the light novel author, is very clearly a well-read individual, and it shows in his writing, as the light novel comes across as a creative thesis on human nature and war. The anime and manga don't lead into the nuances as much, though that's not to say they are devoid of it. I find this to be a unique setting, mixing magical fantasy with a World War aesthetic. I can only think of a couple other anime in recent years to do that: Izetta, The Last Witch, and the adaptation of the game Valkyria Chronicles, though they were very much World War II. World War I is such a unique period of history where old war meets brutal modernity. It's rare to see this period emulated on screen outside of purely historical stories. Which, quick parentheses thing, like, yeah, dude, like World War I, you had, in the same war, you had tanks and freaking cavalry charges. Like, all in the same war, bro. It was the most brutal freaking thing. But yeah. Yujo Senki's take on it is a fun one, following similar themes by combining ideas of classical mages with modern technology to effectively create super soldiers, and of course parallels an allegory to real world history. For future reference, season 1 is followed by an OVA and then the movie before season 2. Most episodes going forward have a post-credit scene. So this is a chock full of information there. Comment. Yeah, I don't know. We were talking about Viking. Enjoying reading the comments. I do too, and this was the reason I picked it. Is like, oh, this is an enjoyable read. Information, no spoilers. So thank you, This Rice Eater, for that comment.
Before you go on, I think there's something going on with my microphone, so technical difficulties. We'll be right back.
My second comment is from Nosage Vicarious. Hope I said the first part correct. But hope everyone is brushed up on the World War I and between wars history. I picked this comment before we had this conversation at the end here, strictly because I was going to say, yes, I need to brush up on my World War I and all that stuff, history. And so I was going to thank you for the reminder. And then the comment ends with "all's magical girl on the Western Front," which is
that's
gave me a
great.
chuckle. So yes, thank you.
That's so great.
But yeah, good comments. It's always tough to just pick one or two. Sometimes we end up picking like 3 or 4 because it's like I gotta pick this one.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But
it's tough. Yes, all great comments. Yeah, it's I'm glad that you guys feel that way, that you need to brush up on your history to make sure that it's all good, because I'm not there with you. So at least you guys will be in the know, because it won't be me.
There you go. It's funny to me that you didn't even pick up that the Empire was Germany.
I think I had like my suspicions maybe, but I wasn't like actively thinking about it too hard. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. If you want to see Tanya and Uma 2 weeks ahead of time, check out the Patreon or the channel membership. Hit the subscribe button down below and all the nice buttons. They help us grow. Check out all the other playlists on the channel as well to see everything else we've watched. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Here, buddy.
Take care.